We begin with a harrowing tale, a barrage of bullets and a woman playing dead to keep from being killed. The Dearborn Heights woman is recovering in the hospital now. She's lost her hand, but thankfully not her life. She says her ex-boyfriend opened fire on her home. She tried to dodge, but was hit several times, and her fiance was also wounded. Fox 2's Camila Mary spoke with her about what could have been deadly.
Opened the screen door, and he just started shooting his gun, his AR-15. It was just shots everywhere.
It was Sunday morning, May 18th. Darshell Evans was getting ready to make breakfast for herself and her fiance when she says her ex-boyfriend walked into the house. Evans lives on Waddell Street in Dearborn Heights.
He just came in shooting. He didn't say anything. He didn't have any words. He just came in blazing, gunfire. That's all I seen is gunfire.
Evans' fiance is shot in the leg and yet is able to run away. But Evans is shot several times.
He was trying to shoot me in my head, and then I blocked it with my right hand, which caused the amputation of my right hand. And once he did that, I had to play like I was dead just so he would stop shooting.
Later that afternoon in Detroit, police arrested Evans' ex-boyfriend, Ashante Linnelli Ramon McAfee.
He just wanted me back. He was just like one of those type of people, like, if I can't have you, nobody can have you.
And in the 6 years they were together,
you know, maybe like a push or a shove or something like that, but never to the point where I had to call the police on them.
Evans isn't sure when she'll be getting out of the hospital. Eventually, she'll be getting a prosthetic hand and will have to learn how to navigate life with it.
I just take it one day at a time. That's all I can do is take it one day at a time, and I still have nightmares. I still have flashbacks. I just take it one day at a time. That's all I can do.
A GoFundMe has been set up to help Evans. If you would like to donate, we'll be putting a link on our website, fox2detroit.com. Camila Mary, Fox 2 News.
Developing tonight, Detroit police are trying to solve a deadly shooting from the east side of the city. Police say a transgender woman was found shot inside a home on Troster Street after 11 this morning. No suspects are in custody just yet. The motive behind this shooting is under investigation.
It was a house party in the 8500 block of Wisconsin. There was a verbal argument which led to gunfire and 2 people being shot.
And that chain of events, community activists say, is never acceptable and could have been amicably settled. A house party should be a fun event, but instead a fight broke out, and by the end, 2 men were wounded. One was shot in the ankle and the other shot in the shoulder. They both ended up in the hospital. It happened at a home on Wisconsin Street on the west side of Detroit. Police haven't arrested anyone yet, but they're asking for help. If you know anything, call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers.
There was a brief struggle between the suspect and the employee here. The weapon was discharged, striking the employee.
And we have to tell you about more gun violence tonight from the west side of Detroit. A gas station employee was shot during an attempted robbery this morning. It happened at a Marathon gas station on Ewald and Davison. The employee was taken to the hospital, last listed in temporary serious condition. The suspect, though, is still on the run. He's described as a man in his 40s wearing a black ski mask and hoodie. Once again, reach out to Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers if you can help. All right, this is a wild one. A Michigan woman whose husband caught her in betrayal committed the ultimate treachery. Prosecutors say she doused her husband in gasoline, set him on fire, then ran over his body. And now she's learning how she'll pay for this crime. Investigators say it was back in 2007 when Linda Sturmer did this to her husband, Todd Sturmer. Prosecutors say Linda killed him after he found out that she was having an affair. Sturmer was first convicted in 2010, but was given a new trial in 2020. However, she was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Social media comedian Haha Davis is behind bars for no laughing matter here. He is accused of domestic violence. The Detroit native, whose real name is Carlos Davis, was arrested by Utica police on Friday. Investigators haven't released any additional information on the victims. We don't know much about the circumstances. Davis is being held at the Macomb County Jail on a $5,000 cash surety bond. All right, time for us to talk a little
This is the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 21. But to Israel he saith, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people. Kol Holeim La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Romans chapter 10, verse 21. But to Israel he saith, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people. And this is pure manifestation of the judgments that's going to occur and going to increase in the very near future. The Lord sending out the warnings, he's wounding, he's bringing forth afflictions, sufferings, and other things. But the Lord has his prophets established across the four corners of the earth and all through Babylon the Great, aka America, to tell you the truth, to warn you, okay, to give you the true understanding of your history, why things are going the way they're going, okay, to break down the prophecies correctly and directly to our people. But our people forsake, mock, scoff, want to cleave to the customs, the philosophies, the traits of this world, and reject, be disrespectful, disobedient to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And that's why the Lord is bringing these conditions, bringing these judgments, causing all these evils to be magnified and multiplied upon the earth, man. Okay? And it's only the tip of the iceberg, the beginning of the surface to be dug into, to bring forth more matters that you will not be able to stand, more matters that you will not be able to handle. Okay, and just because the Lord had mercy upon this woman and her, adulterous man that she's with, and amongst other things too that you see from this news clip, the Lord has something in store that's not where he's not going to be merciful, because he has stretched his hands out to a disobedient people, you Israelites, that don't want to receive the message. Okay, because Massa, the so-called super-clean white man, is not the one vocally saying these things to you, so you reject it. Okay, because our people cleave on to the customs of this world, which are darkness, evil, lead you to be condemned, lead you to be judged, man. And that's why Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is overly justified in everything that he brings upon our people, man. Okay, so let's continue. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 41. And I'm going to start off at verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children. And that's our people, man. Our people are the children of transgressors that commit iniquity daily. And they always amplify and do worse than what they done the day before, man. Because it's a cycle that's being recycled through every lineage that's being brought forth upon the earth, man. Okay, as Yahweh Shai stated and said, you become the servants of sin, roughly paraphrasing, man. And our people are servants of sin because that's all they want to know. That's all they want to glorify and cleave to. Okay? Sirach 41 verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. So they're comfortable. They delight in this captivity. They delight and again gravitate, cleave, embrace, okay, and dominate in the customs, the traits, the characteristics that they have been taught by the adversary, by Big Daddy Esau. Okay, so they're conversant in everything that they indulge in because they believe there's nothing wrong with what they do. And that's why the Lord is bringing all these type of judgments, all these type of reproaches and condemning our people, which again is only the beginning. Okay, because it's not going to be no pity party, no mercy. You're not going to be able to tell your story. You're not going to be able to live to hopefully be brought out of that situation. No, it's going to come to a point where it's just going to be death. Okay, just like you saw right here, this Jake that came and, attempted to execute his wife, his woman. Okay, it's not going to be, you're going to be able to play dead and he's going to, just, vacate the premises or, leave. No, it's going to be overkill. Okay, it's going to be, no, I'm going to make sure you're gone. You're not going to be able to play like you're deleted, like you're executed. No, I'm going to put some more fire in your ass. I might put 4 or 5 bullets in your dome to make sure you're gone. Okay? And it's not going to be a time where you can call 911 for Esau to come give you backup for your husband smacking the shit out of you for whatever reason it is, man. No, the love of many is waxing cold greatly, man. Okay, and people are literally becoming psychopaths, man. Unstable. Because, everybody's tired of the bullshit. Everybody's tired of the no accountability. Literally not having no respect. Not regarding the men in general. Men being completely disregarded, disrespected. Okay? And these men are getting tired of that shit, man. Okay? Sirach 41 verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners children shall perish. Okay? The inheritance of sinners children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. And that's going to be the end game. That's going to be the judgments, man. Okay? Because again, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is tuning things up. Okay, as it says in Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 7 on down, that it's going to be such a great slaughter that, as Ezekiel said, like, Lord, will you kill all Israel? And he said, the sin of the house of Judah and Israel is exceeding great. Roughly paraphrasing that precept. So what's going to come to a point, it's going to be a massive slaughter, man. So while everybody is out here still being proud, not being humble, still, not fearing death, not fearing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, all that's going to come to an end. Because you got to figure that the Lord has Esau doing all these things behind the scenes. He's bringing forth all these distractions to keep you entertained and keep you in the loop of the bullshit and the nonsense of the world, while he's literally manifesting and hoping to complete his agenda, his task, his NWO. Okay? But you Israelite transgressors, you Israelite sinners, you're going to perish, man. And that prosperity, that comfortable, lavish, abominable, filthy life that you live is going to turn into mourning, man. Okay, you won't have no remembrance of the days where you lived it up and you flourished in your wickedness, man. No, there's going to be a lot of judgment. Okay, because y'all are carnal minded, man. And to be carnal minded brings forth what? Death, judgment. Hard times. This is Romans 8, and I'm going to start off at verse 5. For to be carnal minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And our people are not spiritual. Our people are carnal because why? They cleave to what they've been taught by Esau. And Esau's a carnal ass man. So our people are carnal. They're not spiritual. Okay? Because again, they have the same mentality, the same spirit, the same thought process. They carry themselves like Edomites, okay? Because they gravitate and cleave on to the philosophies, the structure, the rudiments, the format of this world. So how they handle and look at things are carnal. They're not spiritual at all. Okay, the only ones that are spiritual are those of the predestinated lot that the Lord has activated and quickeneth and awoken. Okay, which is, the predestinated lot. Adawan Ratazah, we hope to be that. Okay, those are the only ones that are walking, thinking, conducting, looking at things through the spirit, man. Okay? Period, man. Romans 8, verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Because again, that's your whole thought process. You're carnal. You don't think spiritual. You don't look at things spiritual. Nothing about you is spiritual. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. Because, those that are after the spirit have these precepts, these words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, how to judge and discern matters correctly. But those that are after the mind, those that are after carnality and after the flesh, they do things that we see right here on news clips like this. They take vengeance into their own hands. They don't understand that the Lord is going to recompense and judge our people for the wickedness that they commit on the earth, man. They don't understand that, they're not supposed to rise up to the prey, that the Lord's going to handle all matters upon the earth, man. Okay? They don't understand what the hell is going on in general. Okay? Because the Lord has not opened their eyes or opened their ears. They're blinded and they're asleep. Okay? Mentally and spiritually, and soon to be physically dead. Verse 6, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So those of our people that are carnal minded, they're just waiting upon death. And us, Lord willing, that are being spiritually, we're having a mind of freedom. Okay, because we know the truth, as it states in St. John 8 verse 32. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Salakia. And that means, we understand. We're alive. Okay, and we do things according to peace. Okay, and we're seeking eternal life. And we know we have the understanding of death and life and what's going to be brought forth. We know that death is not the end. Okay, and that's why we stay focused on the big picture. That's why we stay tuned in and locked in the spirit, and always seeking Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to handle our matters, man. Which goes back to Sirach chapter 2, the whole chapter, man. We cleave on to the Lord. We don't depart. Okay? Because these times that are being brought forth are going to be a lot of hard times out here. So let's grab that. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1, and I'm going to read that in the AMP. But understand this, that in the last days, dangerous times of great stress and trouble, and that's what we're seeing being that's what we're seeing being manifest and brought forth, is those dangerous and great times of stress and trouble, man. Where the Lord's you're not gonna have comfort. Okay, the remnant is gonna have comfort. The remnant is gonna have a merry heart. The remnant is gonna laugh at death. The remnant is gonna be protected, guided, okay, embraced by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, comforted. Okay, they're gonna receive protection, guidance, direction. Okay. They're not going to have any worries because the Lord is going to be dealing with them. But those of our people that rejected, that wanted to embrace this world, that wanted to be disrespectful and amongst other things, is going to have that stress. Is going to have those dangerous times, like that trouble. And the Lord is not going to defend, nor is he going to be merciful to them. Okay, 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1 in the AMP. But understand this, that in the last days, dangerous times of great stress and trouble will come. Difficult days that will be hard to bear. And those difficult days will be very hard to bear because the Lord is going to bring forth long suffering. He's going to make you feel the pressure. He's going to apply pressure continually. Okay? And it's not going to be no way out of it. He's not going to give you anything for you to bear it. No, he's going to make you suffer. And then at the end, he's going to execute your ass, man. Okay? Point blank, period, man. And this is all part of prophecy. And it's going to get to the point that you're not going to see stuff on the news being broadcast to, tell the world what's going on and, let the community know what's happening in their cities and suburbs and etc. Man, no, man, this is going to be a pure judgment of everything, man. You're not going to be able to call 911. You're not going to be able to seek any type of help, rescue from any of your neighbors, your peers, because everybody's going to be in survival mode, defending themselves, man. Okay? Because it's only going to get worse. Matter of fact, let's grab that. Let's go to second address. It's only going to amplify and increase, man. Okay. This is second address, chapter 14, and I'm gonna start off in verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So what we're seeing right now is nothing compared to what's going to be done in the very near future. What's going to be brought forth at arm's reach. Right now, it's literally child's play. What the Lord is going to do in these days to come is going to over exceed what has been done now. So what we have seen and saw, is going to be nothing compared to what the Lord is going to bring forth in the very near future, man. It's only practice. It's only rehearsal, man. And we can only imagine what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is going to do, and what type of judgments and what type of righteous indignation and wrath he's going to bring forth, man. Because the people here in Babylon the Great are lofty, proud as fuck. That they literally think that they're untouchable, that they're pure, innocent, and that the Lord is not going to bring judgment upon them, man. Verse 17, 2nd Esdras 14, verse 17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. So these evils, these judgments, okay, are going to get worse. And again, you're not going to be able to receive aid for your troubles. You're not going to be able to receive aid for your difficult times. You're going to have to deal with that shit. And again, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is not going to be merciful to you fucking weak ass, disrespectful, disobedient Israelites, man. You're going to get what the fuck you deserve, man. Okay? Point blank period, man. And it's going to get worse. Again, I'm going to keep on saying it, man. The Lord is only doing right now the rehearsal stage. He's practicing. He's stretching his arms out, cracking his knuckles, man. The Lord is preparing for the real wrath he's about to bring forth, man. And trust and believe, when the prophets are taken off of the streets and the prophets cannot upload lessons, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. Because you got to figure, and you got to think that he's going to amplify the mentality and the spirit of these Edomites to really bring forth their wrath on you Israelites. Because don't forget, these damn devils are the Lord's sword. And he's gonna let these devils have a field day with you. Okay? Trump has already given the police immunity, and he's still signing up executive orders and doing other things, again, behind closed doors, while you Israelites are being entertained by the nonsense and rhetoric and bullshit of this society, man. Because that's all you want. You want to be fucking entertained. Well, guess what? You're going to be entertained while you're seeing your people getting slaughtered, judged. Okay? Let's close out. The point is made, man. Because, man, you know, like I stated, and I'm going to grab this to close out. Because this is a perfect scripture to close out with. St. Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, okay, transgression upon transgression, sin upon sin, okay, because it's going to get real greasy and dirty out here, man. Okay, you're going to have to defend for yourself, man, you know, because you know, a lot of things are going to be done and brought forth, man, because this devil wants insurrection and sedition to be brought forth, man. You know, what she believes he's going to do it, but actually it's going to be Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah bringing forth these things, man. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that love is literally already waxing colder and colder every day. Nobody gives a fuck about anybody. Every man for himself. You're really, really, truly going to see how selfish people are. You're really, truly going to see the true mentality of these Americans, man. Okay? Nobody's going to care about nobody. Nobody's going to care about you, whether it be your kids, your relatives, your spouse, your husband, your wife, whatever it may be, your neighbors. Okay? You're going to see the type of spirit that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is going to put on all of you people to go against one another, man. You're not going to be able to bargain and debate and talk your way out of things, man. No, it's going to be all out a nightmare and hellish condition upon the earth, man. Okay? Because that love which is literally right now non-existent. It doesn't exist. So I don't want to write this out, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa'akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Call Holayim La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakat Kwadash, Watha Wada Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakat Kwadash, for putting the spirit on me, my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders, brothers on down, for doing these epistles to enlighten you, to inform you, to edify you, and uplift you through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And see right here, looks like this. Proud ass, looks, and you taking pictures and shit, loving your own self. Again, 2 Timothy 3 verse 1 on down. Lovers of their own selves, man. That's the terrorists is already starting on the beauty salon. Okay, you won't be able to get those weaves and everything else, glues and all that other shit, man. But I don't want to write this out, man. I hope and I pray this is edifying, uplifting to the truth. Say Akin wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just gonna say, Shalom. Kolo Yabashim Yahushai Bashim Kakwadash. Kolo Yabashim Yahushai Bashim Kakwadash. Kolo Yabashim Yahushai Bashim.